In a world where SLS is leaving YouTube for Rumble, where the 9 Club, skateboarding's biggest podcast, has since resorted to stealing the Weekend Buzz interview format with 2 guests at a time, where Chad Caruso is skateboarding across America, and will do it by any means necessary, but whatever you do, don't ask him to wear high-visibility safety gear.
Skateboarding across America.
Oh, okay, be careful, dude. Hey, you don't have a vest or something you can put on?
Nah. Yeah, but I'm pretty visible. I make myself pretty noticeable on the road.
Because I could get you a vest. I mean, so you could wear it.
That's all right. We're going to talk about the high-vis vest, all right? You know, it's just, it doesn't, it's part of my being to not do that. I do not want to wear it.
A new breed of skateboarding satire has graced the plywood-pushing YouTube community with their presence. On the day before 4/20/2023, the YouTube channel Janecum Mag dropped a video featuring an interview between Thrash Talking, the mad lad who infamously burst onto the skate scene roughly a year and a half ago when he photoshopped Jagger Eaton onto a poster and pissed off Steve Barra at Tampa Pro 2021, and Skate Theorist, a relatively fresh face in the skateboarding commentary scene, who stands out as one of the most prolific uploaders in the space. Thrash Talking's character arc since the Barra blowout ultimately found him gaining reliable traction in terms of YouTube viewership on the JC channel, with the introduction of uploads of professional skaters' clips edited satirically to a particular theme that is widely recognized by the community, most notably with a video titled Austin Gillette's Nuts in a Vice Part. For those unaware, a brief but heated internet feud between Gillette and Burl ensued in March 2022, instigated by Austin when he commented less than positively on Elijah's wardrobe choices over the years.
I mean, like Elijah writing for FA, like that kind of, he changed, he shifted into that look.
Yeah.
Or he did his, you know, he's doing his thing. If that's what we're going to call it. I think it's pretty clear.
Yes.
He's influenced. He's heavily influenced.
The clip JC uses in the beginning of the edit is Elijah's clapback from an Instagram story, saying that Austin's vocals in the music he composes sounds like Bob Dylan if a mechanical device used to secure an object was compressing his testicles.
He's going to make another album, you know? You sound like fucking Bob Dylan with his nuts in a vice. You sound like fucking Bob Dylan with his nuts in a vice. You sound like fucking Bob Dylan. You sound like fucking Bob Dylan with his nuts in a vice. You sound like fucking Bob Dylan with his nuts in a vice.
There are several layers in this edit that can be peeled back from the Thrash Talking / JC onion. First of all is the music. Austin Gillette is a musician who writes and performs songs, and JC incorporates one of Gillette's own in this edit. In this case, a track called Words We Won't Wear, which, once his vocals come in, gives further insight into Burl's accusation of Austin having what could be considered a constricted, high-pitched voice.
Just write it down.
Music has historically been just as, if not sometimes more important, than the skating footage in a part. In the Nuts in a Vice edit, Gillette's own song is crucial in tying together the drama of Burl and Austin's beef. Next is the footage. Since the focus of Thrash Talking's parody edits is linking the song's subject matter with the skater, any and all footage of Gillette is fair game to join the musical accompaniment, as evidenced by Austin wearing Vans, Globes, and maybe even Huff shoes in the 4.5-minute JC edit. As long as JC's subjects are highly productive, veteran pros like Austin Gillette, parody edits will likely come across as refreshing compilations. Up third is deception. Thrash Talking might have switched up his style from the obnoxious heckler that, in Barra's eyes, terrorized Tampa Pro with a poster to a faceless editor, but the prankster-like nature of JC remains present in the parody edits, with nearly all the parody skate parts exceeding 10,000 views and in several cases 40,000 views. Thrash Talking's formula proved to be a novel concept YouTube skateboarding content consumers are willing to watch, but there is a level of deception at play. While perhaps a stretch as far as a comparison, the 9 Club essentially got their name from the SLS term, when a skater lands a trick difficult enough to earn at least a 9 or higher at a competition. And on some level, the name recognition could have assisted the 9 Club in driving traffic to their podcast channel. JC is unabashedly ripping their name and image from Ian Mishna's brand/mag, Gencom, with a K. And comments from the JC videos serve as evidence to suggest some YouTube viewers are being duped into thinking the algorithm is serving them up a fresh new video from Ian's company, when in fact it's Thrash Talking's simultaneously mischievous and strategic ploy to drive traffic to his channel. Even more recently than the parody edits is the JC interview with Skate Theorist. In a lead-up to the video dropping, Skate Theorist posted on Instagram that he was meeting with Ian's Gencom team for some type of content creation situation. Skate Theorist later posted a video saying that he was tricked by Thrash Talking into thinking he was being interviewed by Ian Mishna or someone from the OG Gencom camp, and that the footage of Skate Theorist realizing he was pranked, along with his projected frustration, was captured on camera by Thrash Talking.
I kind of flipped out on him when I found out it wasn't the real magazine. I just felt like, it sounds crappy saying I'll sue somebody, but it's like, you don't want to release that like, you look like the bad guy.
Comments on Instagram and YouTube between Skate Theorist and Thrash Talking suggested that the beef was indeed full grain as a result of the prank. And sure enough, on April 19th, 2023, one day before Mike Moe reminded us that it's been a whole year since he's started selling ripped up pieces of shirts and beanies for over $170 each, the interview was uploaded on Thrash Talking's JC channel. The video is titled "Meet the Florida Man Who Claims He Can End Racism," a purposefully evasive tactic, not mentioning anything skateboarding related in an attempt to break out from the modestly sized skate YouTube audience and hopefully attract even more eyeballs than the parody edits. The video itself climaxes to the reveal, and Skate Theorist cuts the interview short upon realizing he's been bamboozled.
Are you really not with Gencom? You're a parody account?
I'm not with Gencom. I'm Gencom magazine.
Hey, how many subscribers do you have?
About 4,000.
Why am I even doing this shit? I thought you were with the real. You emailed me that you were with the real magazine.
Okay, I can explain that.
Man, fuck off.
While it's up to the individual viewer to determine how much and to what extent this saga is contrived, it's objectively true that the efforts put forth by Thrash Talking and Skate Theorist is a creative twist the skateboarding YouTube community hasn't seen in the last few years. It can be debated that, more than 48 hours after the upload date, 4,300 views for a video intended to cater to a non-skate audience, while not a complete and utter failure, might be less than the desired outcome for Thrash Talking's video performance goals with the interview. And unless some algorithmic magic takes place, the Skate Theorist/Thrash Talking interview might not even live up to the Nuts in a Vice video performance. Skate-related YouTube creators who strive for growth and viewership at one point or another will find themselves facing the unenviable struggle of risking a loss in reliable traffic when they cut down on skateboarding-related content. Thrasher Magazine's channel could be used as a measuring stick for how much viewership potential you can achieve by exclusively posting raw, pro-level skateboarding, which, including views from shorts, was under 5 million in the last 30 days. It's worth mentioning that, even with shorts views, which will theoretically get views more easily than a traditional upload, Thrasher's viewership has steadily declined over the last couple years by more than half in 2023 compared to 2020. The 9 Club is a gauge for what type of viewership you can expect to get for skateboarding interviews, which was a little over 1.2 million in the last 30 days, and has historically remained around that number, except for a spike in August 2022 when a short was uploaded with Tony Hawk sharing details on how much money he made from the Tony Hawk games.
He handed me a check for $4 million.
Although its audience is geared towards a younger demographic, monthly viewership volume for Braille skateboarding, similar to Thrasher, has drastically declined over the years, from as high as 27 million back in mid-2020, and in the last year has only surpassed 10 million views in a 30-day span twice. John Hill is the biggest regular uploader in the skateboarding YouTube space under the front-facing vlog-style format, and appears to be enjoying an increase in views compared to years prior, unlike the aforementioned channels. And ever since he got blessed with over 4 million views on a short, coincidentally in the same month the 9 Club did, Hill is also known for posting shorts regularly, so his view spikes should be taken with a grain of salt, and he might actually be underperforming financially considering his viewership volume has stayed about the same over the last few years, even with his increased activity in uploading shorts. The Barracks uploads several different skate-centric series, and they started shorts in April 2023. But they're suffering a similar fate of only producing less than half of the views they were able to realize consistently in 2020. The Barracks, John Hill, Thrasher, Braille, and the 9 Club are, for lack of a better term, what one could consider best in class in their respective content creation space when you track viewership volume. Skate Theorist and Thrash Talking could be considered either the new era of skateboarding meta, left of center, or just straight up nerdy skate channels within the skateboarding YouTube community, similar to this channel that makes edits analyzing activity on the platform. Gifted Hater could be considered the benchmark of what type of viewership potential is available to Thrash Talking and Skate Theorist in the skateboarding meta / comedic commentary space, with GH performing just as well on YouTube as he has over the last few years at roughly 500 to 700,000 views per month. One common trend amongst all of these best-in-class skateboarding channels is that they rarely, if ever, deviate from content focused on skateboarding. But overall interest in skateboarding on YouTube is currently in a downturn, per the drops in monthly views almost across the board. So the attempt for Thrash Talking to phase in a wider audience via not including any skate-related terms in his title or even the content in the interview is a self-aware, conscious decision. Anecdotally speaking, at least in my narrow perspective from making YouTube edits about skateboarding, once your audience is established, any content that deviates from skating is pretty much guaranteed to be a poorly performing upload as far as views are concerned. But it's likely, if not inevitable, for skateboarding content creators to become somewhat disenchanted with the topic, because after all, how much subject matter is there to really pick apart from skateboarding that doesn't require a lot of effort or research? If what I read is correct, Braille, whose content is child-friendly, gets the most views month in, month out compared to any skateboarding-related YouTube channel, probably because they don't have to go much deeper intellectually than putting trucks on a tank or recycling their past content topics for kids to click on a video. Thrasher's likely older audience is drawn to the trick after trick after trick after trick visual stimulation of their favorite core skaters. But in general, apart from maybe a few exceptions, anything with deeper meaning than gnarly skateboarding footage is few and far between. In other words, if you're not Braille or Thrasher, you're going to be either doomed to always be second best in their field, or you're going to need to find a new way to get people to watch your content. Obviously, not everyone who makes YouTube channels do it for a living, or those that do don't necessarily need to worry about getting as many views as Mr. Beast just to pay the bills, but in the event that anyone who makes skateboarding content wants to survive off of YouTube alone, there's an unavoidable metric that must be addressed.
Money!
Thrasher and Braille are employers of potentially dozens of staff workers, and while these figures can drastically fluctuate due to how YouTube AdSense works, you can't accurately estimate monthly ad revenue for any channel, especially when they upload shorts, but it's likely that Thrasher could be making less than 10K per month from YouTube, and Braille might be less than 20K. Even still, these numbers can't be used reliably, but it is safe to say that few, if any, YouTube skateboarding content creators are laughing their way to the bank. There might not be anyone who makes content in this community that is able to do it full-time without a second job to supplement their income. The current climate of a relatively stagnant, if not declining skateboarding YouTube community could mean rough seas ahead for any prospective creators hoping for full-time occupational glory. The 2024 Olympics are roughly 1 year away, and interest on YouTube might spike as a result of the Paris Games, hopefully giving skate content creators a new breath of life to their uploads.
No. Like, this is stuff that if you saw it in a horror movie, you'd be like, who comes up with that?
You'd be like, I don't want to watch anything by this person
like,
ever again.
No one's like that.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Honestly, like I know.